When you're making your own blanket at home, there are a few things to keep in mind about the thickness. Now, I'm describing specifically the type of blankets that I make and design and teach people how to make, which I describe as personal snuggle blankets. And these are two layers of fabric with batting inside. And batting is just like a fill. Often it's polyester, but I use an 80% cotton, 20% polyester because polyester is essentially plastic. In the case of the batting, um, I feel like it is really helpful in keeping the blanket from shrinking over time because these are made to be washed and used and thrown in the dryer. So if the batting is all cotton, then you're going to end up having a blanket that kind of shrinks over time and loses its shape. Now, having said that, the external materials, like on this example, um, you see the top here is really thick, this overlay part that I've sewn in. That's as thick as I recommend going. I mean, this is really, really difficult to handle on a sewing machine without breaking it. And then this is cotton seersucker. And then this side is just cotton quilting fabric. And these kind of fabrics get nicer over time. They get softer. They may fade a little bit with the color, but the feel of them is nicer over time. And they're easy to wash. And it's very affordable, especially if you find a good source for the materials that you use. The only part of these that I would say is more challenging and more on the pricey end is the fill. So make sure you get something that you like and that works for you and for your price range, but do try to find those 80/20 um, cotton poly filling. And then you can go as thick as you want. And again, this is the maximum kind of thickness on these blankets that I would go. And you really, even with a heavy duty sewing machine, you really can't get much thicker than this. And you probably don't want to.